Hey everybody, Tiffany here from the Inspire Shop. We are wrapping up the last week of our Renewed study. If you haven't had a chance, you can still grab a creative devotional kit on Renewed in the shop. You can go through this at any time. All the videos are all posted on our Inspire weekly vlog, so you can grab them there whenever you would like, and you can also check them out on our Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram channels. So they are there, and you can go through the study at any time. So this week we are focusing on Ruth and just her renewal. And so here are a few of the crafts that I did. So I made just a little wreath using the string. You can hang it up, you can put it in your Bible, you can kind of do whatever. It's kind of my sample for that one. And this was the page that I did for my Bible journal. I have the illuminated Bible. And so this one has almost a full spread, so it's kind of nice. I used the print to decorate around it, and then some of the flowers and whatnot to color. And so you can check those out later in the week. I'll have them posted as well on Instagram to see them a little better. So as we dive into Ruth and we just finish up this whole journey about renewal, I pray that as spring is officially here, and wherever you are in the country or world, that you just start seeing the Lord's renewal in your life, that you have let go of anything that you need to let go, that you are continually steadfast in patience and waiting, if that is where you are, or whatever the Lord has spoke to you about. I just pray that you have been able to just be still and listen to Him. And this would be just one more of those blocks in building your relationship with God, wherever you are in that. So as we finalize this study, I just wanted to focus on Ruth's last kind of verbiage. She doesn't speak too much, even though the book is named after her. It's a lot of Naomi and Boaz and what other people are saying. You know, she's the one who is obedient and listening and just doing what others have told her to do. So kind of a recap on her. She's lost her husband, and she has been barren for 10 years. There was a famine in Jerusalem, which is how she met her husband, because they came into her land of Moab. And after her brother-in-law and husband and her father-in-law passed, then her mother-in-law, Naomi, says, I'm going to go back. There's food in Bethlehem. And so she says that she is going to go. She makes her declaration and says, your God is going to be my God, and I will go wherever you go. And when I had read this a few years ago, I remember thinking, why did she want to go with Naomi? Like, what was it that made her go? Like, why is she going to leave all of her people? Why is she going to leave everything that she's known to go with, her mother-in-law? And as I was reading through this study recently, the Lord had just really revealed this to me in chapter 4, verses 14 and 15. So she says, then the woman said to Naomi, blessed be the Lord, who has not left you this day without a redeemer, that his name may be renowned in Israel. He shall be to you a restorer of life, a nourisher of your old age. For your daughter-in-law who loves you, who is worth more to you than 7 sons, has given birth to him. And so here it is. It's like this love, this daughter-in-law who loves you. And that right there, I think, is the answer. That is why she stayed with Naomi, because she loved her so much. You could see their relationship here was so close that she leaves everything to stay with Naomi. She's saying, I'm worth more than 7 sons, which in that time, it was the men who kept on the family going, because the women would leave their families to go with a husband. And so the husbands are the ones who are growing. And she says, I'm worth more than that. And she is. God has given her, restored her, renewed her. And she gives birth to Obed. And that becomes David's ancestor, which Jesus eventually comes from that same line. And so we see God do this beautiful renewal out of this broken and hard place that both Naomi and Ruth share. in this hard turmoil. But we see Ruth's faithfulness to follow and be obedient with everything that she is told. And I think that is part of our renewal. We have to be obedient. When God says go, we go. When God says stay, we stay. And whatever instruction he leads us to, then we need to be obedient to do that. And that is out of love for God. That love that that Ruth has for Naomi, that's the love that God has for us. You know, Jesus was obedient to death on a cross because he loved us. Because God loved us, he sent Jesus to die on the cross for our sins. And that is the love, right? And God gives us supernatural power to love people. He breaks our hearts, gives us compassion for people. And we see that here. Boaz has compassion for Ruth, Ruth has compassion for Naomi. And there's just this beauty, this cause and effect, that as God gives us the ability to love people, people's lives are changed through that. There is renewal in us and there's renewal in them. And so I pray that as the study closes up, that the Lord will show you those areas that he's renewing, the compassion he's given to you to give to others, and how he will use that to impact even others that you have no idea about. And so with that, I just pray that you will join us for our next study, that as you've been renewed, that the Lord will continue to grow in that. And we will see you next time. Cheers.